Edit it.
Oh, yeah, you are bisexual. I guess you can say gay. You want to admit that though?
It's been my ain't like they gonna find out any fucking way. I have exes.
Still moving in the past. Don't objectify me, man.
You look really good.
Time is up. Me too. Okay? Don't objectify me.
But you're really fitting nice. It's not my fault. Scared me. And he's all these things.
Bird box demon.
Yes. Baby, stop playing. Like, stop fucking playing. Like, stop. Why would you do that? Like, I will cut this shit the fuck off right now. It's not funny. You play too much. Like, you know, okay. I'm glad you shut me the fuck up. Yo, stop playing, love.
Shit.
Anyway.
Alright, go ahead.
I don't play about spirits and demons and shit. Don't fucking bang on stuff.
Go ahead.
Nah, I don't want to tell the story no more. I'm done. Where was I? I go, who's this nigga? And he was talking about him. He was like, you don't even know nigga. So it got real visceral. He got really, really, really ugly on his part. Honestly, as it should. Like, you find out that your partner's cheating on you, whether you're cheating or not, you're still mad, you and your feelings.
This was an emotional relationship. We were definitely
we can't
say that we were actually that you were actually cheating, but
no,
we were having an affair.
We were having an affair. I didn't tell you I loved you, but I knew it and you knew it, and it was what it was, and it was a violation of,
I didn't know it yet.
I wasn't moving like someone who was in a committed relationship, which I wasn't.
Right.
I didn't care.
And I knew she was in a relationship, and I didn't give a fuck.
I'm on the bus trying not to make a scene, and I'm just talking the shit back, and for once, if I would have been there in person, I probably wouldn't have been man enough to say the shit that I said.
Man enough, woman enough. It's still a woman. Stop.
Okay, still been physically there in front of him. I probably would not have felt enough courage to say the things that I said or to stand up for myself.
And he was physically abusive.
He had been physically abusive. He had been mentally abusive. All those things. So at this point, I just did not care. And that was the biggest thing that was the difference.
No fear.
I didn't care. I had no fear. I felt strong and I felt brave. And I felt like no matter if him didn't work, anything was better than the fucking hell that I was living in.
Right.
Oh, wait.
During all of this, I lost my
I was about to say, you didn't have
my cell phone. So she couldn't really contact me until I got home and I got on my iPad.
I called his job.
So she was so upset about the situation at first. She tracked me down. She knew what restaurant I was working at and where it was.
And I called.
And she called the front desk for me. I get a friend's phone and I call her. She was just like, the only person I wanted to talk to all day was you. That made an impression. And that made me feel good. Obviously, as a man, you want to feel needed. Anybody, we all want to feel needed, right? At this time, as she's telling me these things, and she's telling me all the threats that are leveled, I gather up my younger brother who was working at the same restaurant with me and a few friends, and I'm like, you trying to drive to New York? Since she wasn't there, she wouldn't be involved. I was going to approach this gentleman and see really what was popping. But I'm glad that didn't happen. Somebody talked me out of that situation.
You didn't tell me any of this, by the way.
No, I did not tell her.
I first and foremost, regardless, I've always been very clear with him. Regardless of my past, what I experienced with this person, I stayed with them. And that there was some love, there was some emotion, and that aside from that, I never wanted, that wasn't his fight to fight. You know, I always told him that I felt like what that person and I experienced that was my life.
I was caping. That I'll be the first to admit that was some like simp caping shit. But I was in love. In my mind, I knew she wasn't mine yet, but in my heart, I knew that she was mine, and wasn't nobody gonna disrespect her or threaten her.
I made it to my dad's house, and he finally got home that day. His phone had come in the mail, and we talked all night.
Got to your dad's house at what, you left that morning, so you got there at about
in the afternoon.
In the afternoon. So I got home, and then we talked until 3 in the morning, and I had to get up. I'm like, all right, babe, you know, I'll talk to you tomorrow. I'll call you when I get home from work. She's like, all right, well, we'll probably be on the road by then. And I'm like, all right. So, you know, there's this like little long, awkward silence. And
he told me he loved me.
By fucking accident, I swear. I know that shit sounds like bad rom-com type shit, but I'm trying to scramble to get off the phone. And I'm like, I love you. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I panicked. I was like, what the fuck did you just do? What did you just say to her?
And
are you yawning, my nigga? Just all over camera?
No, I'm not. I'm not. I was. And I called you back.
And I didn't answer at first. Like the first time she called, I let it ring like I was asleep.
Some weird shit.
This is Proudstrangeling Studios, ma'am. I would like you to refrain from using weird in a derogatory term.
It was on stupid shit. How can I say that?
Stupid is better, yes.
Okay. When he finally answered, and then I asked her, I said, did you hear what she said?
She said, you just said something. And I want to know if you mean that, because you shouldn't say that if you don't mean that. And I was like, and I wouldn't say it if I didn't mean it. And she was like, so wait a minute, what are you telling me? And I was like, well, I think that's obvious now at this point.
I wanted to hear it.
And then I go into this whole spiel about how it's okay if she doesn't feel the same way. And she didn't say anything that night. She didn't say anything that night.
I played it cool as a kid.
Morning. So later that day, they were on the road to Georgia.
We were on the road, and I was with him on the phone. I was riding with my dad because I didn't.
Once I got home.
Yeah.
Once I got home from work.
And I was riding with my dad because he was driving. It was his car. And I was talking to Logan all day. My dad was so irritated. But I was enamored. Like, I was in love. And I didn't tell him.
Honeymoon
and
period.
It was puppy love. Everything was amazing. Keep in mind, I hadn't really broken up.
We was in our 30s already. She talking about fucking puppy love. Y'all just assumed that it was, well, you assumed it was done.
I was like, yo, we done.
Story. So, she gets to Georgia. So I go to work the next day. So I don't get a chance to talk to her. Now, she's excited about us. So she's telling everybody, and everybody is obviously looking at her like she's nuts. What are you talking about?
I was still
you want to be with this guy that you haven't met. What the fuck is wrong with you?
I made up this knowing that the shit had fallen off with my ex and I didn't care anymore. And I was just he told me he loved me already. I wanted to meet him. I wanted to kiss him. I wanted to do things, you know? And I had all these emotions for him. So I was like, fuck it. I got monies. Let me just come back from Georgia, take a flight, and I'll fly into Philly.
We got into this whole thing once she got to Georgia and she was by herself, because I was like, so it's a wrap, right? Like, it's done. And she was like, well, you know, it's just good to see, and blah, 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 blah.
I was done, but I was still holding on to something. Like, you know, I had been up and down.
Fear of the unknown.
Yeah, I've been up and down with this person, bad.
Right, good, bad, and different.
You know, this is what I knew. And I didn't know him.
I get that, but I was having none of that. We were having none of her still moving in the past. I was like, yo, man, I'm not gonna be the side nigga forever. Like, this shit ain't going past a certain time, or I'm gonna have to get the fuck up out of here now.
He gave me an ultimatum.
I was fronting.
He told me, and I quote, basically, he wasn't gonna play second fiddle to nobody, and that I needed to make a decision, and
make one soon. Yeah.
And I believed him, and I was like, and I made the decision.
I was fretting.
He was a good actor because
I would have stayed like a motherfucker for as long as possible.
I was so convinced that he was going to leave, and I didn't want to lose him. So I had decided, look, shit. I had bread, he had bread. I was like, yo, fuck it. I don't gotta go back to New York. You know,
right now.
I didn't, because the thing was, me and my ex and I, we lived in a small space. So like, I'm like, we had a blow up fight. We're not talking. Like, I physically blocked him from calling me. It's a dub. I don't need to go back. Like, before I was worried, I had thought about visiting him before, but I was concerned like with the whole cheating shit. You know, how was the story going to line up? What was my alibi type shit? Now I'm like, fuck it. I can do what I want. And I felt a level of freedom. And when I called him, I let him ask him what he thought. I was like, how do you feel about me coming to Philly to meet you?
And I thought she was bullshit.
For 3 days.
I was like, you fucking lying. Because you was just talking about that before and you didn't want to do it. And
because I think I was going to fly on like Friday, Thursday.
She had actually bought the ticket already.
I did.
She had actually bought the ticket already. And I was like,
told him to book the hotel.
So I had a week to plan, right? So I was a server and a bartender. Like, I wasn't making no goddamn money, but I had a week to save, you know? So, and I had a budget to show her things that she hadn't been privy to in a while.
Which, quite honest, was absolutely, I hate to say this, but it was nothing. Like, I didn't get doted on. I didn't get gifts. I didn't get presents. I didn't even get somebody to pay the bills, and they were supposed to pay the bills. So I wasn't used to somebody treating me in a positive manner, uplifting me, loving on me, even though he hasn't loved on me or we haven't met physically, and treating me with so much respect, so much admiration, and respecting me. I said respect, but I had to say it twice because I had to honestly say it twice.
Respecting me.
Because I hadn't been accustomed to that, because I had never demanded that of a partner. I didn't know that was something that I needed, and that was something that I had the right to ask for. And so I said to him, I want to come to Philly. I bought the ticket, and he was tight, but he was nervous.
Well, super nervous.
He always knew I did what I did in my job, and I made more than him. And that was, I don't say that to be.
It's always a concern for a man and a woman, obviously, and especially in our community.
He has to be the provider and the one to make the money.
You know, and I was raised that way. My father is, if nothing else, my dad is like the consummate provider, and I've always strived to be that.
This weighed heavy on you because I know you wanted to meet me, you wanted me to come, it was no hesitation, but I think there was big feelings of almost, I don't want to say you felt inadequate, but fear of, when she comes, what if something changes? Because I was always okay with all of those things. Like, Logan had never lied to me about living at home in the time, or his job, or having all the downfalls that he had, which is in line with why not all of them, but a lot of my girlfriends were looking at me like I was fucking crazy. Wait a minute, you're dating this guy that has 3 kids, that doesn't have this, and yada yada yada, and on paper his shit is really fucked up.
Yeah, it's sketchy. Like, it's sketchy, and I want to say to her friends, I get it. I fucking get it. I got it then. I got it then. I wasn't one of those guys with my chest all puffed out. I was like, oh no, I get it. Security is sexy, and I have none. Oh no, fuck that. I want to tell this story because I like telling this story, Jen. Her cousin was living with her mother at the time. Her cousin is a very religious person. Shout out to her cousin, but this is my problem with religious people. She says...
And she told me, you know, I know you're excited about going to see this gentleman, but the Spirit is telling
last night, Jesus told me. That's exactly what you said.
She said Jesus.
That's what you said she said.
She
said Jesus
or God told
talk
her
to me.
That
and that's my problem with religious people.
He was not who he presented himself to be. I got scared. I am black. I am Southern. I am superstitious. I am a woman. I am leery. I'm a Cancer. I'm a lot of things.
Jesus told you, sister.
Jesus told me that you weren't who you said you were. And I tried to break up with him on the phone before I was coming to come see him.
Before we were together? Officially? Well, we weren't kind of. Yeah, no. On your dad's birthday.
We had made it official.
We had made it official.
We were.
Wow.
We had said
right?
I loved you. We had said we said I love you because I told him I loved him in Georgia. And he said to me, and I quote, "Don't say it to me just because you feel like you need to say it." And I said, I told him when I knew I loved him.
We had been nasty on video chat.
And
we had our first round of video chat sex. Cause you gotta keep it spicy when you're in a long distance relationship, man. So we had to get acclimated, and it was quite nice.
I was very happy.
Satisfied with the video sex.
I was very happy. I had no complaints. And
anyway.
So I tried to break up with him right before because I'm freaking
out. And I'm like, you know what?
I have anxiety.
You and your cousin tell Jesus that I said maybe he needs to talk to me, okay? Because this is fucking ridiculous, okay?
All I'm saying, guys, is I told him that, and he was.
I freaked out. I was so fucking mad.
I had never seen him mad like that, and he was like not having it. And you basically told me, "Fuck that. You're coming. You're mine." And
that probably should have been a red flag.
In light of all the recent events, you gotta be real careful.
You're mine. No, what I said to her, I got on my Black Dynamite. I said, "Look, baby, you can either hit the sheets or you can hit the streets. You can either go or you can come. Can you dig it?"
That's not what he said.
Yeah, that is what he said.
That's not what you said. And I want people to know that I'm not that fucking corny. That if you said some gay I'm sorry. Oh, they're gonna come get me.
No.
I can't say gay and I live lifestyles. Like, come on. I can say gay. And all of that stuff go away. And I got on that plane. And let me tell you something. I was beat, face beat. Hair was popping. I had just got a haircut. I got another haircut. I was shaved. And every woman knows, like I said in my other video, like, I have this ritual. I mean, I will, from head to toe, smelling like almonds, honey, fucking cinnamon, and coconut. Yes. And I went to visit him.